Weber.
I'll tell you what. I'm so excited to talk about this. Calijah Kancey.
Did you see the comparison, by the way? Measurables and athleticism scores?
Yeah, he's Aaron Donald.
And that's
but
a lot of
nobody wants
pressure.
to say the name because he's out of Pitt. He's undersized. He's insanely strong. Uses his leverage really well. Short arms. It's the same comp. And nobody wants to say it because it's, one, lazy, but at the same time, two, we're talking about probably the greatest defensive player in NFL history, outside of maybe Lawrence Taylor. That's what Aaron Donald is. So nobody wants to throw that name out there because, well, that's really unfair for any player. Like, imagine coming out, you're a first-round pick. You got to be the next greatest defensive player in NFL history.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Good luck. It's not going to happen.
It's like the Micah Parsons thing after his first season. They're like, he's doing things LT did. It's like,
shut the fuck up. He's not. He's not LT. You know,
it was incredible. Stick, do you have the graphic?
Could you toss that up?
Kancey? I sent it in the in our
I loaded it. It's all the way at the bottom.
Where's it at? Where's it at?
It's all the way at the bottom.
It's the side by side.
Score.
Yeah, look at these. I mean, the height, weight, 10-yard split, 40-yard dash, athleticism.
Nobody
score.
wants to say it. Literally the exact same player. Shocking, right? I know. This kid. Oh, by the way, you know what's missing on that screen, by the way?
And I'm pretty sure they
break down their college stats. Very similar. Both uber productive at Pitt. Defensive player of the year in the ACC. Oh, well, who was he playing in the ACC? Who? Shut up. Shut up. All of you. Do me a favor. Next time you want to talk shit about any player, do your research. Whether you like it or not, again, if I can admit that I don't like a player, but I can acknowledge he's probably going to be a top pick, you can acknowledge Calijah Kancey is going in the top 7, top 8. Especially after that performance yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, he's too high, Adam. Well, what about the corners? And what about the cornerbacks, Adam? Shut up. Shut up. Do you see that thing? That's not normal.
By the way, am I the only one? Because I feel like since we've been doing more mock drafts and covering the draft more, I've, I guess, become more or less fond of taking a corner at 6. Looking at the group of corners, like I don't think there's a sauce.
There's not a sauce coming out.
So to me, I've kind of moved more away from waiting till 18 to take a corner. But you see things like this. You see people like Kancey have the combine they had, and Adam had him mocked at 6. He talked about it. To me, right now, what the Lions should do, looking at that 6 pick, you might have a quarterback available, or you're going to have one of these defensive linemen available. It could be Tyree Wilson. Hell, it could be, hopefully, Jalen Carter. You never know. So that's the direction, personally, I'm starting to lean in. For the corner, to take one at 6 and you're passing up guys, Kancey may be gone. The best defensive lineman may be gone. You might get Brian Bursey if you're a big fan. He had a pretty good combine as well. But you still could get a pretty good corner at 18. So that's where I'm leaning right now. After seeing Kancey in all the workouts yesterday, it's just the combine. And Dan said it best. I'm not taking too much away from guys running in their underwear. I'm looking at game tape. But Kancey checks out those boxes on game tape. If you go and watch him.
You want to talk about game tape. He's a disruptor. He's everything you want and need if you're the Lions. And think about your defensive front, okay? Let's say I give you James Houston. And I say next year, James Houston, what you saw down the stretch wasn't a fluke. And that he's actually going to be a legitimate pass rusher. Okay, let's say I give you that. All right, well, your defensive front is now Aiden Hutchinson. It's now James Houston. It's now Lee McNeil and run support on the interior. Oh, and now Calijah Kancey, who will... How do I explain this in simple terms? If any of you have ever played football, all right, we'll start there. How about this? If any of you have ever played quarterback, what is the most frustrating thing that can happen? It's not a blindside hit. It's not pressure from the edges. It's pressure up front, in the center, in the interior of your offensive line. Your offensive line. Why? Because as a quarterback, I want to step up and into my throw. And when you have a bull rush, when you have a capable pass rusher, like a Calijah Kancey, let's say, on the interior, or Aaron Donald, for example, or any other quality tackle like Quinnen Williams, it absolutely drives quarterbacks crazy. Oh, and what else happens? See, it's not just about getting after the quarterback. It's just about pushing the lineman backwards. See, you push the lineman backward enough, that lineman is probably 6'4", 6'5" at the very least. So now you're throwing a ball over your own offensive lineman, and you're probably going to throw your hand into his helmet or shoulder pad. Not a comfortable thing for a quarterback to do. Having one of those guys is so valuable. And I can't stress that enough. For everybody who wants to argue or make the case, well, Lions need a corner. Yeah, they do. And they can probably get one at 18 or move up if they have to.
Or even,
and they can probably snag one in the second round.
And I know we talked about this, and I hate bringing up trade back because it's so obvious. Clearly, you'd love to trade back. And I don't know how likely that is. A lot of teams need a quarterback. So if they don't want to take a quarterback at 6 and teams are asking, then yeah, you trade back. Maybe if you trade back to 10, 9, 11, who knows? Maybe you can grab a corner. There's still going to be someone available. I get the people that would think, well, if we wait till 18 to take a corner, you're not going to have your selection of which corner you like. But personally, there's defensive linemen like Kancey who are going to be moving up the draft boards, and those guys might not be there at 18 either. So it's going to be an interesting decision. I think either way Brad goes, he's got a lot of flexibility, but man, I'm curious because you see Kancey before the combine, most mocks that I've seen had him late first round. So, and I don't think that's going to stay that way. And I'm just using Kancey as an example. There's going to be some defensive linemen that shoot up draft boards, and you might not be able to get those guys at 18, but we'll see.
I'm not going to take my victory lap on Calijah Kancey. I'm not. To me, that was an obvious one. But what I am going to do is acknowledge that performance yesterday, that's how you get picked in the top 10. Lands a few interviews, does well, impresses a few teams. He's not making it out of the top 10.
And by the way, did you see the report Bryce Young nailed all the the interviews and breaking down schemes and breaking down plays?
Of course he would.
And everyone's so shocked. I'm like, yeah.
I would be shocked if he didn't.
Right.
He was coached by Nick Saban. He better.
That's the only thing with Bryce is his size. Nothing else you can critique. Size. Weight. So I saw that report yesterday. Bryce Young impressed his teams in meetings. It's like, yeah, we knew he was the smartest quarterback going into the draft. That was a no-brainer. So, not shocked by that one. But I can't wait to see the corners at the combine.
I don't know. I know for sure Stick wasn't here for this. I want to know if Matt was. Are you guys aware of Will Levis and his comps coming out of college?
Oh, geez.
Have you guys seen this? Will Levis coming out of the SEC. All right. Think of some quality quarterbacks that have come out of the SEC with a similar build and a similar draft position that Will Levis probably will be taking. Anybody? Any names? SEC quarterbacks? Don't say Peyton Manning. It's not Peyton Manning. Anybody?
Eli
Manning is one of them. Who's the second?
Phillip Rivers.
Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers have the same splits as Will Levis did coming out of Kentucky. I find that insanely. It's odd. It's odd.
But did they? I can't remember. Did Phillip Rivers or Eli have to get beat out by anybody?
What do you mean?
Like Will Levis had a transfer. He got beat out by Sean Clifford at Penn State, and he had to go to Kentucky. Not
Eli. I know for a fact. No,
he was there the entire time.
Yeah,
he started.
Eli was
and
an
then
Ole Miss
Phillip, I'm pretty
commit.
sure it was the same.
I'm not sure on Phillip Rivers. I can't answer that. But
so
I just find it crazy. Like people find all these crazy comps. That one really threw me off. Look, we're gonna see the quarterbacks be able to throw. I can't wait. I mean, this is gonna be fun, man. This is gonna be fun. Anybody else stand out for you, by the way, outside of Calijah Kancey?
There's a couple guys just watching yesterday, especially the defensive lineman in linebacker. Trenton Simpson, linebacker out of Clemson. He impressed me. You started seeing the report, the comparison. Trenton Simpson comes from a military background with his family. Dan has similar ties. You see how fast he ran at the combine. Trenton Simpson, to me, is interesting because the mock drafts I've done lately, he keeps sliding to the second round, which
it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, with how talented he is and the upside he has, that's a guy that's going to slide up draft boards. But mostly, the most impressive, I guess, group for me was the defensive lineman, to me. You had Kancey. You had Brian Bursey. He had a pretty good test at the combine. Jervon Dexter as well. Like there's some excitement there. There's some guys in that defensive line group that it's going to be exciting to get to the draft to see where they go. But
How about
Kancey,
Jack Campbell?
Jack Campbell, another one. Yeah,
Jack Campbell had himself a day.
Yeah,
That one made me happy.
Nolan Smith.
Nolan Smith had
I mean,
a day.
for a guy who's projected past the first round, he definitely made a case. I don't think he'll be selected now automatically in the first round, but that was a good day he had.
Jack
athletically.
Campbell to me is exactly what you want in a linebacker. I think him, Trenton Simpson, you can just book it now. They're going to be quality NFL players. I don't care where they go. I know they're going to be serviceable, quality linebackers. They're not going to be Malcolm Rodriguez, where, let's just all be honest, he's kind of overrated in town because he's a nice story and that's cute. But you need real linebackers who can help in the run support and, more importantly, use their brains and drop back into coverage. That'd be nice. So it's going to be a fun draft, man. It's going to be a fun draft. I'm very curious what all of your fan mock drafts look like now that Combine Day, first day over. Results are in. 40s are in. We're going to see some more stuff over the next few days, but I'm very curious. How about Lucas Van Ness, though? Huh? Kid's a stud. Looks great.
Models.
I wish the Lions had 2 top 10 picks, to be honest with you.
You never know. They could.
Because I would
Brad
take,
Holmes, the
if I
magician.
could, I would take Kancey and Van Ness in the top 10.
Wow.
Right now.
Wouldn't hate it.
And I don't think anybody would argue against it. Oh, well, corner. All right, give up one of my seconds for Jalen Ramsey. Spend a second-round pick on a corner. There you go. I'm just saying. Very, very hypothetical, not realistic at all. But 2 players I am in love with, Kancey, Van Ness, my goodness.
Yeah, those guys. Van Ness, he's been sliding up draft boards as well. I think he had a quote that came out like 2 days ago. He models his game. He has a close relationship with TJ Watt.
Oh, there you go. Compare yourself to the white people in the NFL that are successful. That'll get you drafted. Hey, you know what? I can't be Myles Garrett, so you know what? I'll be TJ Watt, coach. I got this.